As a critical gateway for trade, tourism, and connectivity across the islands, the Ports Authority of the Turks and Caicos Islands plays a vital role in supporting economic growth and improving the quality of life for residents and visitors alike. Ports Authority's new strategic plan is an ambitious and disciplined roadmap shaped by a period of exceptional momentum, including a significant increase in revenue and major investments in critical infrastructure. The new strategic plan outlines our priorities for the future: enhancing infrastructure, strengthening security, improving operational efficiency, and ensuring sustainable, resilient port operations. Aligned with Vision 2040, this plan positions us to deliver world-class port services, support economic diversification, and meet the evolving demands of a growing nation. The following are strategic highlights and key milestones achieved during the last strategic plan period. We completed a successful audit by the UK Department of Transport during the last strategic plan, and all of our ports are ISPIS, or International Ship and Port Facility Security Code compliant. There is a MOU on the implementation of the ISPIS code between the TCI and the UK Department of Transport. Formal port facility security plans were approved and are in place for our ISPIS compliant ports. A consultancy is actively underway to implement advanced container scanning and enhance detection capabilities to combat illicit activities, strengthening national security. The new Marine and Safety Division centralizes oversight for maritime operations and port safety protocols. The Belfield Landing Port in North Caicos is now officially open and fully staffed, providing a vital link for the community and commercial traffic. Revised staff policies and procedures and new competitive salary scales were implemented and aimed at attracting and retaining specialized maritime talent. The authority is moving away from manual processes and towards a paperless, data-driven environment through two major systems. The PLIS system streamlines cargo tracking, terminal operations, and logistical reporting, and MSW system is a mandatory International Maritime Organization requirement that allows all arrival-departure data to be submitted through a single digital portal, increasing transparency and speed. Following the Change Initiative Consultancy, ongoing team building and I Am PATCI campaign are fostering a unified organizational structure across all island ports. Investment in resilient infrastructure has been a primary focus. Phase 1 of the South Dock Provo redevelopment has been completed, which has positively impacted port congestion and overall efficiency. Appraisals for phases 3 and 4, along with the vital fuel mooring component, are now finished. Rehabilitation efforts were also completed on ports in Grand Turk and South Caicos, and a brand new port was constructed at Belfield Landing, North Caicos. Plans for continued system expansion are currently in development. Partnerships and outreach have been strengthened. Implementation of the results of a rebranding exercise are ongoing. Externally, the Ports Authority has enhanced its presence and awareness through increased utilization of social media and active community outreach programs. The authority has established crucial security and safety work plans through collaboration with both government entities and the private sector. Port users and stakeholders are regularly engaged to inform major port redevelopment projects. The new plan is driven by a clear imperative: not merely to manage growth, but to intentionally shape a future defined by resilience, innovation, and shared prosperity. It advances 5 core goals essential to the long-term success of the TCI. Goal 1, secure ports, establishing the TCI as a secure and reliable maritime destination through continuous compliance with international security conventions. Safe ports, elevating safety performance through rigorous training, strengthened protocols, and a culture committed to preventing incidents. Goal 3, resilient ports, investing strategically in maintenance and technical upgrades to ensure our ports withstand evolving trade demands and climate-related pressures. Goal 4, sustainable ports, building robust financial and human resource frameworks that safeguard long-term efficiency, stability, and growth. Goal 5, effective partnerships and collaboration, deepening partnerships and expanding public engagement to ensure that the benefits of port developments are widely shared. My colleagues will now expand on the activities for each of our 5 core goals, which will serve as departmental work plans for the next 3 years.
In Goal 1 of the strategic plan, Secure Ports, we often find that inconsistencies arise in operations, particularly in how operational and security procedures are implemented across various facilities. These inconsistencies can hinder compliance with essential frameworks such as the International Ship and Port Facility Security Code. Ensuring that our procedures are aligned and consistent is vital for maintaining compliance and safeguarding of our operations.
The first activity would be to evaluate current programs and implement a refocused, dedicated supervisor middle manager development program concentrating on accountability, enforcement, and targeted capacity building, ensuring our leaders are well equipped to enforce standards. The second activity is to review operational procedures across all facilities and enforce a one-port system, streamlining our processes to enhance coordination and efficiency among all facilities. The third activity is to implement an on-the-go checklist for supervisors to document adherence and non-compliance in real time. The fourth activity is to update the progressive discipline procedures to strengthen accountability and ensure adherence to safety and security protocols across all staff levels. The fifth activity includes revising and implementing a more stringent selection criteria for security officers to ensure we recruit the best candidates. The sixth activity is developing a service agreement and require mandatory signing by all security officers to formalize expected standards and accountability measures. The seventh activity is to conduct joint training exercises and drills between port security and other government agencies. The eighth activity is to revise and update the Port Facility Security Plan, or PFSP, to reflect the new South Dock Provo redevelopment.
Goal 2 focuses on safe ports. To successfully meet our strategic goals, we have identified 5 core challenges that require our attention. 1. We must effectively leverage UK support to meet our international obligations. 2. We need to deeply entrench the safety culture across the entire organization. 3. We require increased budgets and resources that align directly with our expanded responsibilities. 4. There is a need for continuous staff development alongside new hiring. 5. And final, we must maintain ongoing effective collaboration with both government and private entities to ensure awareness of all and enforce maritime policies. Actions to address challenges. Recognizing these challenges is only step 1. Here is how we are going to address them through these activities. 1. International compliance. We are actively leveraging the Maritime Oversight Committee and UK support. By utilizing this strategic partnership, we are tapping into training, funding, and a global community of experts to guide our actions and ensure we strictly meet all international maritime standards. 2. Operational enforcement. Entrench safety culture. Safety cannot just be a policy, it must be our culture. We will enforce strict procedures, update our safety manuals, and continue with mandatory annual orientations. This awareness will roll out across every level of the organization, from executive management on down, ensuring everyone speaks the same language of safety. 3. Marine assets. To manage our expanding port duties, we are actively acquiring critical marine assets. We are currently procuring a marine vessel to maintain our aids navigation. Additionally, we will acquire surveying equipment, allowing us to implement proactive dredging and keep our port safe and accessible. 4. Funding and staffing and new programs. We will secure funding to acquire equipment and fulfill needs of training for staff. We will fill key gaps in our team by hiring for critical positions. With a strong team, we can continuously improve in our capabilities to make our port safe. 5. Navigational programs. We look to introduce new marine navigation initiatives, pilotage and towage programs to allow for safe navigation around our ports, along with assessing new routes through the TCI to ensure safe maritime traffic around the TCI. 6. And final, we are strengthening our ties with both government and private sector partners, working together to be one effective unit across the maritime sector. This will be achieved through joint training exercises, shared resources, and mutual aid to ensure safety adherence across the board. In conclusion, our aim is for safe ports. We have a roadmap ahead of us. We are focused to stay the course by addressing these challenges head-on with structured actions to achieve our goals.
Goal 3, resilient ports. To achieve the vision of resilient ports, we have identified our 5 most critical challenges and mapped out aggressive strategies to address them. Activity 1, securing and acquiring capital required to advance phases 3 and 4 of the South Dock redevelopment project. To resolve this, we finalized the tactical procurement and secure diversified funding streams for the prioritized port infrastructure projects. All designs have been finalized for phases 3 and 4 and have been submitted to Planning Department for approval. Phase 3 and 4, which comprises of modern port buildings, roads, and a fuel mooring, will not be funded the traditional way. The Port Authority will be sourcing funding from domestic or international financial institutions to complete these. Activity 2, maintaining sufficient drafts or depths across our critical hubs, specifically Providenciales, North Caicos, and South Caicos, presents constant battles against natural siltation. To resolve this, we finalize dredging framework agreements and implement priority dredging projects. The aim is to maintain a depth of 5 meters or 16 feet in Provo or 4 meters in South Caicos and North Caicos. We are in the process of finalizing the framework agreement with a contractor for a period of 3 years that will be available at a moment's notice to render services. We will implement priority dredging projects based on our findings from quarterly bathymetric surveys. Activity 3, the lack of preventative maintenance plans throughout our ports. To address this, we will develop and implement a comprehensive preventative maintenance plan for all ports. These plans will be tailored to each port, Grand Turk, Providenciales, North Caicos, and South Caicos. We plan to engage various contractors to enter into 1-year service agreements to maintain aspects of each port, that's ACs, generators, landscaping, dock repairs, building upkeep, wastewater systems. Activity 4 is the acquiring of additional lands to allow for future cargo handling and storage expansion. To address this, we will complete the vesting of existing lands, acquire new lands for critical port development and expansion projects, and develop an integrated ports plan. Include recently vested properties, 3 lots in Provo, a lot at Belfield, into the ports master plan to aid the expansion of ports throughout the TCI. Our goal is to acquire additional property in South Caicos to aid in the port expansion. We are also trying to acquire an apartment complex that is next to Providenciales Port to include in the expansion. Activity 5, lack of green initiatives throughout our port facilities in the Turks and Caicos. It is our plan to include renewable energy such as solar lights and solar panels for all construction projects throughout the TCI. Also, we'll be phasing in hybrid and electrical equipment to reduce carbon footprint in and around our ports. This strategic plan represents the pledge to the people and businesses of the Turks and Caicos Islands. We are ensuring that our ports do not just survive the demands of the future, they drive them.
Goal 4 is about ensuring financial and operations sustainability. It focuses on building a modern, resilient, and financially secure ports authority capable of meeting the demands of the developing economy. Sustaining the long-term viability of the Ports Authority requires more than operational improvements, but also requires building operational capacity by investing in people as well as modernizing systems and processes. Activity 1. Select and improve the implementation of an enterprise resource planning system. Formally commit the resources required to ensure timely and successful execution. The implementation of an enterprise resource planning system is a critical strategic priority for the Ports Authority because it enables seamless integration of core operational, financial, and administrative functions into a single unified platform. As port operations grow more complex, spanning cargo management, vessel scheduling, procurement, maintenance, security, regulatory compliance, an ERP system provides the real-time visibility and data accuracy needed to make informed decisions and optimize resource allocation. By replacing fragmented legacy systems with centralized digital infrastructure, the Ports Authority can reduce operational bottlenecks, strengthen financial controls, enhance transparency, and improve service delivery to stakeholders. Moreover, an ERP system supports long-term sustainability by enabling predictive analytics, improving asset management, and ensuring the organization can adapt to evolving industry standards and global trade demands. This investment positions the Ports Authority to operate with greater efficiency, accountability, and resilience in an increasing competitive maritime environment. Activity 2. Implement automation for key financial and revenue functions and enforce staff accountability for these processes. The Ports Authority's financial and revenue operations are central to its mission, yet many of these processes remain heavily manual, fragmented, and vulnerable to inefficiencies. As the organization expands its operational footprint and navigates increasing regulatory scrutiny, the current systems cannot adequately support the level of accuracy, transparency, and responsiveness required. Automation addresses these challenges by creating standardized, reliable workflows that reduce human error, eliminate redundant tasks, and provide real-time visibility into financial performance. Automated controls such as system-generated audit trails, approval workflows, and role-based access significantly strengthen accountability and reduce opportunities for mismanagement or fraud. These improvements directly support the Ports Authority's commitment to strong governance, fiscal responsibility, and public trust. The initiative also aligns with global best practices in port management, where digital transformation is increasingly essential for competitiveness and operational resilience. Investing in automation is not simply a technology upgrade, it is a foundational step towards modernizing the authority's financial infrastructure, improving service delivery, and ensuring that the organization can meet future demands with confidence and accountability. The Ports Authority Act serves as the foundational framework governing port operations, financial management, and regulatory oversight. However, as global maritime trade evolves and operational demands increase, outdated legislation can limit the authority's ability to operate efficiently, attract investment, and respond to emerging challenges. Modernizing the Act is essential to ensuring that the authority has the legal and operational flexibility required to manage a modern port system. A key component of this modernization is the review and restructuring of the tariff framework. Current tariffs may not accurately reflect the true cost of service delivery, may be outdated relative to regional competitors, or may not provide sufficient revenue to support long-term capital development. Without a sustainable funding model, the Ports Authority risks underinvesting in critical infrastructure, compromising service quality. Updating the tariff structure will ensure that charges are fair, transparent, and aligned with international best practices. It will also provide the financial stability needed to maintain port assets, invest in modernization, and support economic growth. This initiative is not merely a regulatory exercise, it is a strategic investment in the future of the Ports Authority.
In developing Goal 4, Sustainable Ports, we have identified 5 critical challenges. There are no career pathways for security officers or middle management programs to enhance the capacity and effectiveness. We're needing comprehensive onboarding programs for new hires and internal promotions. The staff recognition and awards programs require clarity and buy-in across all ports. Strengthening of the organizational culture through targeted management training across port and team building. Ports digitalization and focusing on HR modules. In response to these challenges, we have implemented the following measures during the planning period. We review and updated internal promotion programs and launched a 2-year campaign promoting career path aligned with the port's redevelopment opportunities. We've designed and implemented a 3-day onboarding program for all new staff, including those transitioning roles. We will review and restructure the staff recognition and awards regime to ensure objectivity and clear criteria. We will conduct targeted team building initiatives to promote unity among the staff and carry out annual staff job satisfaction survey to assist with culture and management effectiveness. The Port Logistics Integration System has been implemented to support the management of employee leave requests, minimizing administration paperwork, and enhancing the overall efficiency of the Human Resources Department. In accomplishing these goals, our employees will develop alongside the operation, reflecting our ongoing commitment to investing in strengthening our human capital.
Goal 5, Effective Awareness and Partnerships. As we look ahead to the next phase of development, our strategic plan also focuses on strengthening partnerships and collaboration to support vibrant, inclusive, and sustainable maritime sector. Over the years, our partnerships with schools, maritime organizations, community groups, industry professionals, and private sector stakeholders have enabled us to expand maritime awareness, youth engagement, cultural preservation, and professional development initiatives across the islands. While significant progress has been made, several key issues require continued focus, namely, 1. Limited awareness of maritime career opportunities. Many young people remain unaware of the wide range of careers available within the maritime industry, from logistics and engineering to vessel operations, fisheries, and port management. To address this challenge, we will expand maritime career outreach programs in schools across all islands, increase partnerships with shipping companies, port operators, and maritime professionals, create more opportunities for students to participate in vessel visits, internships, job shadowing, and hands-on experiences, develop a structured maritime career awareness program that connects students directly with industry practitioners, building on successful initiatives such as educational visit aboard the MV Tropic Freedom and career outreach activities conducted. We will continue creating pathways that inspire the next generation of maritime professionals. Number 2, preserving maritime heritage and cultural traditions. The maritime traditions of the Turks and Caicos Islands are an important part of our national identity. However, preserving these traditions require active engagement of younger generations. To address this issue, we will expand the Build-A-Boat sailboat program to reach more communities, support traditional sailing and fishing events throughout the islands, document and promote maritime heritage through educational and community-based initiatives. Our continued support for model sailboat programs, the Valentine's Day Cup races, the Big South Fisherman's Day and Seafood Festival, and the Grand Turk Bottom Sea Fishing Tournament demonstrates our commitment to protecting and celebrating our maritime culture. Number 3, limited capacity to deliver enhanced public awareness programs. As we expand our public awareness and stakeholder engagement programs, we must ensure that our communications and outreach team has the skill and capacity required to meet these growing demands. To achieve this, we will conduct a formal skills gap analysis to assess current capabilities against future requirements. The findings will guide targeted training, professional development, and resource planning to strengthen our ability to deliver effective outreach, stakeholder engagement, and public education initiatives across the TCI. Number 4, limited public understanding of the port's economic and security role. Public awareness of the Ports Authority's role in supporting the economy, facilitating trade, and enhancing national security remains limited in some communities. To address this, we will develop island-specific outreach programs targeting students, businesses, and other key stakeholders. Through school engagements, community outreach, and public education campaigns, we will demonstrate how our ports serve as critical gateways to commerce, economic growth, maritime safety, and border security throughout the TCI. Number 5, limited structured feedback for port users. To ensure we continue meeting the needs of our stakeholders, we will introduce tailored biannual satisfaction surveys for different port user groups, including shipping agents, importers, exporters, and other maritime stakeholders. These surveys will provide valuable insights into customer experiences and expectations, allowing us to develop targeted action plans that address critical concerns, improve service delivery, and strengthen stakeholder confidence in the Ports Authority. Goal 5 recognizes that meaningful partnerships are essential to achieving long-term success. By expanding maritime education, preserving our heritage, promoting inclusion, and strengthening stakeholder relationships, the Turks and Caicos Islands Ports Authority will continue to build a maritime sector that is resilient, innovative, and connected to the communities it serves. Together, we will inspire future generations, preserve our maritime legacy, and create new opportunities for growth and development across the Turks and Caicos Islands.
The new strategic plan is both pragmatic and ambitious. It builds directly upon our current momentum while maintaining the built-in flexibility required to address emerging challenges and seize new opportunities. By the conclusion of this planning cycle in 2029, the successful implementation of this plan will have delivered a modern, resilient, and high-performing maritime ecosystem. The strategic outcomes and results by 2029 will be as follows. 1. Organizational excellence and workforce development. A restructured, safe, and secure organization staffed by passionate and professional workforce. Fully modernized human resource management policies actively driving ongoing professionalism. 2. Security, safety, and occupational compliance. A fully ISPOS-compliant port system with a deeply entrenched proactive safety culture. A new, safe, and highly efficient stevedoring service model in place. 3. Infrastructure expansion and climate resilience. An expanded climate-resilient port system embracing renewable energy solutions. Phase 3 and 4 of the South Dock redevelopment and the fuel mooring project well advanced. a completely transformed South Caicos port. The successful transition of PATCI to a landlord port model for Belfield Landing and Grand Turk. 4. Digital transformation and modern management. A fully digitized port system powered by a modern port community system and robust financial management workflows. Optimized tariff to sustainably fund ongoing infrastructure expansion. Citizens' empowerment to build community equity and ensure TCI residents directly benefit from port advancements. 5. Stakeholder and community engagement. Measurable increases in both staff and customer satisfaction validated by periodic surveys. Dynamic social media presence on multiple platforms. Targeted island-specific community awareness and outreach initiatives. This is the team that will achieve these results for the household communities and the businesses across the Turks and Caicos.
Seaports powering progress.